Hi guys, Berry Babe checking in. I almost turned the camera lens the other way and was gonna just record with my shadow because I got the sun behind me. It's a pretty day, it's crisp. We had frost. I looked out this morning and it looked like it had snowed. There was so much frost. I don't know if that's our first frost, but it was the first, I think, really hard one. You know, worrying about leaving water, and I had broth. The Walmart in the town next to us, we have like a Flint couple, but then we have one in Clio, which is the next little town on the way to Saginaw, and it's about 15 minutes away. I have cleaned them out of chicken full sodium bone broth. There is none left on their shelves. I've been living on it the last few days. I've actually been eating more than 1 quart a day. I'm hungry. I've been hungry. I was going to try to do only liquids yesterday, but I was hungry. I ended up eating crap. I mean, I was out and around doing things. I had gone looking for more bacon, and I had wanted to try a different Kroger because I kind of cherry-picked the packages at my Kroger. Well, between Clio and us, kind of out of the way, is this little town called Mount Morris. So my husband had found it and he gave me general directions. Well, I turned and I guess I didn't go far enough and I didn't find it. And I thought, well, maybe it's in the other direction. So I went back and nope. So I ended up going all the way to Frankenmuth. Now, Donna, you know that if I'm in Frankenmuth, where I'm going to go? Yep, HCG Boutique. I got a little light Chico's summer t-shirt with sleeves to the elbow. You know, that's just right, and Chico fits me so well. And it's very lightweight. And I tried on, they had some Chico hip hugger flares, like boot cut, only they were a little more, I don't know if I'd say belled, but they were zeros. Now I'm a 1. A 1 fits well. 0 I think must be a little bit smaller. I could get them up, but I had about, if I sucked, I could have gotten them hooked. But you know, I made a pair of pants when I was young. They were those Marlo Thomas pants. And when I finally put them on, it was after I'd lost 122 pounds. I put them on and buttoned them. They were so tight, I couldn't get a breath to unbutton them. I was laughing so hard. I'm laying on the bed trying to unbutton these, laughing my ass off, and I can't get out of these pants. They went to the church a while ago. The Marlo Thomas matching top just went. I don't think I still have the pattern anymore. I did dump most of my really old patterns, although now they're called vintage and they're selling them on Etsy. And I bought one. I have a, it has a yoke. It's like a lounger. It has a yoke in the front and a yoke in the back, and then gathered so it flows. And then it has these really full sleeves. They're almost full circle sleeves. And I had it in a 16, but that's way too big. And I was crushed when I made it. Well, I had it when I was first married. Oh my God, 40 years ago. Literally 40 years ago, and I'm surprised it's not still in the book, right? So I went online looking for it, and I found a size 12 at Etsy. Now, actually, the 12 pattern may be too big. I can size down, but I never had to size down. I always had to add inches and inches to the sides. But I haven't sewn any patterns since I've had things trimmed. My arms were always so big, and my bust was so big that I had to do so much adjusting that it was hard to get the armholes to fit right. And I've been told that most patterns are for B cup, which on a good day I'm a B cup, so I probably ought to just make something before I head next summer to a C cup and have to then cut extra darts and everything. But I told you I was hungry, and I ate crap yesterday. And oh, the HCG Boutique, I got an Aeropostale fleece jacket, $4. Oh my God, $4. It's like a navy teal color. I'll wear it one day. The little shirt I have on today was a Kohl's clearance years and years ago. I like the design so much. I think it's a Vanderbilt. I bought 3 in different sizes, and the one got way too big and got sent. And this one's been hanging in the closet, and it's just right. I'm like Goldilocks, just right. And then I have one that's even smaller, and that's hanging in the maybe someday pile. If after I recover from my, bringing it out here and bringing it back here, it still doesn't fit, then I'll just get rid of all those maybe someday clothes. I don't have many, and I'm not buying too tight clothes anymore. 20 pounds ago I bought some, and I'm glad I did, and it's, when I go to the boutiques now, when I was very large and losing, it was fun because I could say, oh, this might fit someday, this might fit someday, this might fit someday, if it kind of generally fit me. And now everything's too big, and I have a whole basement rack full of too big clothes, so I don't need anything that's too big, because if I lose my hold, I have clothes to go to, and my pants stretch for the most part. So today, I had wanted to be cleaned out today when I went, and I ended up eating. And so last night I took a water pill because, I was eating food and I was in the car and I bloated a little bit. Did not have cramps last night, but I did have to get up and pee regularly. So this morning I just was back on the broth, but I've been hungry. My weight was actually a teeny bit lower than it was yesterday morning. I was 142 yesterday. So I was real glad, because when I got on the scale last night, I saw like 147 something. So I was full of fluid. But I had mixed new HCG not that long ago, because I felt like, well, I had some days left, and I knew I was going to need a new one, so I thought might as well get a new one. But I did a pregnancy test on it this morning, and it's pregnant, but I'm hungry, and it's not just head hunger. So yesterday when I went to Frankenmuth, I did take a thermos. I splurged and got a Yeti, not a yak, a Yeti 2-cup cooler thermos, and I wrap it in a towel. I boil the broth, and I heat the inside of the thermos, and then I poured it in, and I had my first serving maybe 3 hours later, and it was warm, and then I had it again 5 or 6 hours later, and it was hot the first time, and it was still warm enough to be soothing. That didn't stop me from eating some crap. So all I've had this morning is broth and some a bite or two of cottage cheese. I packed cottage cheese and boiled egg and a little bacon for lunch to take with me, because I'll eat when I get out. I'm hoping I don't eat imprudently, but yeah, I may. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm thinking I need to behave and get on into P3, but once I stop, if the HCG stops being effective, do you still have to do your 3 days? I don't know, maybe I'm not gaining huge amounts because the HCG is no longer effective because I'm at my weight. I know I still have some fat, but I think the only way that some of that's coming off is going to be by doing keto, converting it to muscle. I have a lot of skin, and the skin is not totally hanging, so there's still some fat there, but I don't think going much below the 138, 140 is prudent. I don't want to get into an anorexic frame of mind. I still like my food too much, and I'm still having to not imbibe too much. So my surgeon is a solid hour and a half away. There's a Trader Joe's and a Whole Foods there, but I may not go. I don't have any immediate need that I can think of when they have good snacks at Trader Joe's. So, I don't know. You know, every day I say, I don't know. So I'm about 4 pounds, 2 pounds from goal if I stay at 140, 4 pounds from goal if I go to 138. And I was thinking this morning, you know, I could have 138. Well, what is it? Is it 2 pounds above, 2 pounds below? Or is it 1 pound down, 1 pound up? I'm going to have to look that up. Because if 140, if my zone is 138 to 142, I could live with that being my zone. If my zone is 139 to 141, isn't that something? I knew that by heart. I'm going to have to look it up. Or maybe somebody will see this and email me, text me, or put a command or a message, because then I'll get it, because I'll check my messages throughout the day. But I think my time right now on HCG is limited, because I don't think it's not stopping my hunger anymore. And Simeon says when it stops stopping your hunger, it's time to be finished. And I've been way on more than 23 days, except for that planned interruption. I've been on way more than 5 days back. I mean, we've been back. This is the second weekend, I think. So it's been plenty of time I could come off. I still have to do the 3 days off. And I have lunch with the girls Friday, so I don't know whether I want to do lunch with the girls while I'm still in HCG, but that's hanging on for a week. Oh, you know, my brain, it just goes round and round and round. So anyway, when I got to the other Kroger, somebody had cherry picked all the bacon there. So I got some that weren't too. It was $2 a package for 12 ounces, hardwood cooked. Justin Morel or John Morel or something like that. And it's pretty good bacon. I was buying thick sliced, but I tried to wrap it around some meat, and the thick sliced is too much. And you can have 3 pieces of thin sliced for $4 the other. And now that I cook it in the oven, it comes out nice and stiff, and that's the way I like it. I like it so it crunches. So, and Donna O, this is on you. This is real food porn. The Halo Top cherry, black cherry. They didn't have it locally, so when I was in Frankenmuth, I bought one and took it out to the car, and it's almost $6 for one teeny little container. And I had bought, back when I was doing black cherry yogurt of my own, I had bought a case of black cherries in fruit juice. So I had ground some of those up, and I took them, and yeah, I ate a whole container of Halo Top black cherry with cherries yesterday. Yeah, that was one of the imprudent things I ate. And yet, you know, if I hadn't taken the water pill, I'd have been up this morning. But if I hadn't eaten the crap, I probably wouldn't have gained the water. So I'm not doing strictly my MOP, modified program, and I'm not gaining. Now what'll happen is one day it'll go boom and it'll jump up. But, you know, Jennifer, I'm kind of there with you. I stop doing it if you're not getting penalized for it. So then it's like, oh God, I gotta do keto. Then I really can't cheat, because the stakes are higher, you know. So I'm getting ready to, I got some broth chugging in there to put in my thermos. I'm going to pack up and get on the road a little early. There's a lot of shopping opportunities between here and there. And, you know, I may stop if I make good time. I'll stop before I get down there. I go on the outskirts of Ann Arbor, which is where University of Michigan is. And that's where the Whole Foods and the Trader Joe's is. So, but I'm not gonna try not to eat anything but broth before I get to the surgeon. So, okay, I probably will check in tomorrow. Bye bye for now.